What's going on, everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop. So park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, and the subscribe button. Now, I recently started a Patreon account, so if you want to become a patron, all you have to do is go ahead and go to the description and click the link, and you can help me create content, and you could be kind of like a driving force behind the content that I make. Also, no, never mind. So anyway, we're back with a new review, and today I'm feeling kind of, they call me the Kaiju King. So today I felt like watching a monster movie. And what better monster movie than to watch than something that I've never seen before? So, I believe in 1954-ish, the movie Godzilla was released, and it took everything over by storm. The Kaiju movie, the monster movie, the hype, the nostalgia, and everything was born from that, right? So, fast forward 2 years later, we had a new movie coming out. So, since today's Monday, I'm feeling like making something called Monster Monday. And if you guys are interested in more of these videos, maybe I'll drop more videos on Monday, and they'll be more exclusively monster movies. Now, with that being said, we are looking at the 1956 classic Rodan. Now, all of you know, if anybody ever wanted to actually get a copy of Rodan, it's hard because a DVD on Amazon costs like $50, which hell I'm not paying for, because it's a DVD. And on top of that, I believe Criterion has the rights to it, so there might be a Rodan movie in the works. So, but I actually got this baby offline. It's a Blu-ray supposedly, but like look at that. Like, I mean, it's pretty damn clean, to be honest with you. It's not full screen, but in all honesty, it is a very, 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 very clear transfer of the original Rodan. Very clear. I liked it. I liked it a lot. So, this is my first time watching the movie Rodan. I'm not going to lie to you. I've never seen the movie Rodan ever in my life. The only time I was introduced to Rodan was when my boy was either teaming up with Godzilla or going against Godzilla in one of these movies. That's the only time I'm introduced to this guy. So, I knew he had a movie, but I've never watched it. And I had the opportunity to buy it from Amazon, but I kind of like, I didn't do it. I was like, I don't know if I want to buy that from Amazon. And then when I went back to go buy it, the digital copy, because it was a digital copy at the time, it wasn't available anymore. So now I found a private seller that sold me this very clean Blu-ray copy of Rodan. And why not? Today in California, and specifically Los Angeles, is windy as hell. So this movie went perfectly with it because my boy Rodan always flies over the head and then brings down all these buildings down with the supersonic speed and wind tornadoes that he brings when he comes through. My man comes through sweeping like a hurricane. Anyway, so let's talk about the film. In all honesty, Rodan honestly has a really good story. Now, most of the time when you watch kaiju films, you're just kind of like, I don't really care about the humans. Like, I give two shits about the humans. They can die for all I care. But honestly, the humans in this story brought a really good depth to the story. They weren't just there as filler. They weren't just there to just be like, okay, we don't just want to just show the monster all around, so we're just going to, fill it up with humans. Nah, dude, the human interaction and everything that humans are involved in is really, really interesting, and it tells a really good story. So the story goes like this. There's a mining community, and mysteriously, a lot of these miners are ending up being hurt. So at first, they think it's a person, and then eventually they run across that it's a creature. So you're introduced to these creatures real early, and it has nothing to do with Rodan. It's just these weird centipede-looking things. And it looks like, what's that new fool's name? Drax or Brack from Space Ghost. But anyway, these things are basically coming out of the caves and killing people, right? Now, in regards to those creatures, I forgot the name of the creature, but in regards to those creatures, the design was like, meh. And honestly, you could tell that they didn't really put that much care into the producing that monster, because there's scenes where you can see the strings, like from especially on the cliffs. the cliff scene where the monster's falling down the cliff with the guy, you can clearly see the strings. Most of these movies do a really good job at hiding that stuff, but in this movie in particular, yeah, it's visible to me. Like, I caught it without looking for it. I saw it and I was like, yo, that's a string. Anyway, so they find out that these things, these little centipede-looking things, are coming from the mountains that they're mining, and they pursue them. The police pursues them. Now, the police officers in these movies, I swear to you, have stormtrooper aim. You're watching them shoot this damn it's a big ass centipede. Like, you can't miss the shit. It's huge as hell. Huge. And they're shooting at it and they're clearly missing. Like, dun, dun, dun. They have stormtrooper aim. Stormtrooper aim all day. Like, good lord, that thing is huge as hell. Like, it's hard to miss. Anyway, so they find a way to defeat these worms, and then eventually the mine ends up collapsing on itself. One of the miners gets stuck. Fast forward, the miner gets out, and all of a sudden they're starting to hear these news feeds from around the world saying that a creature or unidentified flying object is seen going overhead and destroying airplanes and things like that. This is obviously Rodan. Now, what this movie does good is that it hides Rodan. It doesn't just immediately show it to you. Like, you see him really quick go overhead, and you see like a glimpse of his wing from the camera, and they kind of like hide him. And they do a really good job at that. They build the character of Rodan up. And not too many monster movies do that very well. I haven't seen that done well for a while. It's a lost art, honestly. So they start building up Rodan until they finally show him. Now they show him, my man's flying over, destroying cities with like just going over, boom. And then the couple that he flew overboard on top of that hill or volcano or whatever they were on mountain, and he buried their ass in dirt. Classic, right? So Rodan has the ability to level cities, dude, just by flying over. And that's always been present in Godzilla. I remember always watching the movie, and whenever Rodan flew by, you just see just destruction follows him. The boy is a Hakaishin. Shout out to Dragon Ball Super. Anyway, moving on, the military is trying to fight Rodan. They have this cool little jet flying scene. They have a cool little jet flying scene. Rodan's leaving destruction everywhere, and they think they down this man. Now, there's another scene in particular that I want to like talk about. And Rodan, it's a scene where the destruction that Rodan left, and there's a city, there's the picture of the city, and then you can clearly see that it's a screen in the back with fire, right? Although you can tell that that's done in that specific manner, that it's just a screen in the back, visually it still looks good. Like, it kind of looks, it set the mood. Like, it really sets the mood for the destruction that Rodan just had. Like, it looks very gloomy. It looks hellish in a way. And I honestly enjoyed that, and I like the hell out of that too. Fast forward back to the scene where they down Rodan in the water. And all of a sudden, now this was the kicker. This was the kicker, and I did not expect this. All of a sudden, Rodan gets down, and then they find out that there's reports of another unidentified flying object. And they're like, huh? And then all of a sudden, boom, the other Rodan comes in. Now you got to deal with two of these mugs, right? So now you have two Rodans flying around, dancing in the air, destroying everything like they just don't care. And the military just gets together and says, you know what? We have to find a way to destroy this motherfucker. Like, straight up. Like, we got to find a way to destroy him. So what they plan to do is they plan to lure them, I guess, to the volcano, shoot the volcano, and have it erupt and, I guess, destroy Rodan. Which the plan ultimately works. And Rodan's flying above. They destroy the volcano. He gets smothered by the smoke. He's like... and he falls down into the volcano and gets incinerated. And then the other Rodan follows suit and does the same damn thing. Now, the one part that I liked was that the fact that one of this damn Rodan was getting burned alive and then turned around and tried to fly away like, oh, hell no, I'm out of here. And ends up, then falls back down to earth and gets burned again. Now, but I also interpret that scene, like, I don't know if it was just me, but it felt like the other Rodan, I'm assuming that this was a couple or something. I don't know if they were a couple or they were siblings or what, but let's just spitball and say that there were a couple, right? I felt like the other one just was like, oh no, I can't live without you, and low-key committed suicide. Because who the hell just keeps flying over the smoke when he could just dip. Like, you're Rodan. Like, you can fly at like supersonic speeds. Get the fuck out of here, right? And that's kind of like both of them. I kind of was low key. The way that they killed them was kind of stupid, but at the same time, missiles and guns and human things weren't working, so they needed to find another way out. In which they did. They found a cool little way out. But I thought it would have been better is if Rodan was on top of the mountain, they blew it up, and then when they were flying up, the lava shot up and it burnt and it hit Rodan, both of them, and injured them really bad, like especially their wing, and they would have fell down into the volcanic ash and then got burned. I feel like that would have been better versus them sitting there and getting high off of secondhand smoke until they pass out into a volcano and burn, right? So Rodan's reason for death, he OD'd on Kush. So long story short, this movie was fun to watch. And honestly, dude, that this transfer, man, I can't get over it. This freaking transfer that I got from, I think I got it from Etsy. This transfer is freaking clean, dude. Like, it's really, really clear. I was honestly expecting, like, graininess. And, nah, dude, it comes with a really good transfer. And it also comes with it comes with the original, like, 8mm theatrical cut, which is super fucking grainy. And I was kind of mad at first because I thought that was what it was. And I was like, yo, this is not 1080p. This is not like 1080 or anything. Like, this is a bad transfer. And then I messed around with it and found out that, oh, that wasn't what I was supposed to click. I was supposed to click the other thing. So, all in all, dude, for a monster movie, Rodan's pretty solid. I gotta give my boy Rodan about. I'm gonna give him like a. Nah, dude, I don't want to give him a 3 and a. I give him. He's in between a 3.5 and a 4. Now, granted, like, this movie doesn't have the same sex appeal as a Godzilla, because Godzilla's metaphor in the original Gojira was very it was very ahead of its time. It's kind of like this is like a metaphor of nuclear destruction, right? Nuclear war. So Rodan didn't really have that metaphoric thing. It's just a monster movie. So on a movie scale, it's 3.5. On a like enjoyable, just like watch popcorn flick monster movie, it's a 4. It's a 4. So that's my grade. That's what I think about Rodan. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. But by damn it, this movie is pretty damn good. It was fun to watch. I have the Steelbook of Mothra. That's either going to get popped in, or I have I was lucky enough to get the Arrow collection for the camera, so that maybe one of those films might be in it. Who knows? But I might make Monster Monday a thing, and we'll see how this shit goes. Let's see what happens tomorrow. So, this is David from the 80s, and you are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. Remember, if you want to become a patron, I have my Patreon account in the link down below. You can help me steer some of my content. And with that being said, you're exiting the Cinema Chop Shop yet again.